David Turner. We are north of Wagga and mixed farming. We run Dooney Ewe, self-replacing Dooney Ewe flock, about 4,000 to 5,000 sheep. We've got sort of 3 main properties, all set up with ProWay yards. Yeah, shearing here at Murrulebale. We've got 4 shearers running. We're shearing our hogget ewes, and I'll move on to lambs for Savo. Yeah, the penning up for us was one of the biggest things. When we looked at building a shed, the sawtooth was one of the only ones we thought would work. This shed alone with the sawtooth board, 2 people can run the crutching as far as roustabout and counting out, whereas in some of our other sheds we were using 2 people just to pen up, let alone doing everything else associated, penning up and all that sort of stuff. The straight drag from the shears, they seem to be able to position the sheep near the door when they tip them over and flip them straight out, and they really like it. And then the cutout for the letting go for the chutes, yeah, they love that. Sheep just fall down the chutes, makes a big difference. Yeah, very important. We always doing something off shears, so that they've got to be able to come back in and be handled. Obviously, you're working in yards all the time, so yeah, we wanted a good undercover area. They're cool in summer, and yeah, they keep the rain off your head in winter and a lot drier, so yeah, they work well. We've the grading holds about 250 sheep, which isn't a whole heap for a 4-stand shearing shed, but we thought keep that to a minimum and try and put good undercover yards. We can still keep sheep relatively dry out here, and we can use them every day of the year. Always using the manual draft, you need it all the time. So these setups, that's what we tried to design in. At any time, just by shifting a gate, you can use a handler or draft manually. Seem to be doing a lot of scanning, a lot of weighing, and then we're backlining here today. So the dual lead up, tried to design that with ProWay. We love the handlers. We do a lot of auto drafting. All our lambs go through the auto drafter, and then we use combi clamp and immobiliser, and then scanning. So we found we were using a lot of handlers and needed a purpose-built setup. But then also there's other times where the handler will be at another property, or you just want to run a few sheep down a drenching race. So we've tried to design something that fits both setups and works well. And we also think it does work very well, having a big long race. It's a single file race, so you can back up sheep and lock them up if you're on your own, and you've got a lot of sheep standing there waiting to go into the handler. I do a lot of auto drafting on my own, so we sort of wanted to steer towards something that you could operate with a dog and one person. And yeah, it seems to be working well. We moved into trying to make the whole thing adjustable, so because sheep aren't all the same size, we noticed that lambs, everything needs to be smaller and closed in, whereas if we went to put full wool ewes through it, we open it right up and they flow better. So every situation, that setup has to be adjusted for the size of the sheep to make it work, otherwise small lambs turn around. So that's the main thing we've tried to build in, is the adjustability for each setup. And then also the middle gate can fully extend, so we can run a single side if we're picking out sheep like dirty sheep through the auto drafter. We're just trying to cater for lots of situations. ProWay with the CAD drawing was probably one of the only companies that we could get to sit down and draw something up that tailored what we need. And the design team and that was probably the only company we could go for to try and get what we wanted. The way they work, it just makes a huge difference. It's easier on everyone. It's easier on sheep. We had a lot of weld mesh yards which were breaking legs. Just the whole setup works a lot better than the traditional yards we had. That's what's paying for the yards to go in. Yeah, is the efficiency gains in our running our sheep. To stay in sheep, I think you've got to keep up ahead with the technology, and just everything flows easier and is easier on the people working it. And, yeah, using contractors for our stock work now, and I think that they need good setups to work in, or to attract them to come to work in our business. If a contractor is going from one set of yards to another, he needs to be able to pull in and do his work and get out as quick as he can, and make it more efficient for everyone. We find that lots of people are keen to buy a $300,000 tractor or a $500,000 header. That'll be worn out in a few years, whereas the investment in these for the money will be there for a long time and help you out for a very long time. With ProWay, you know at the end of the day that the job's going to be a good quality product that works, and yeah, it's customised to what you're doing, not just something out of a catalogue and put in place sort of thing. It is all customised from a full concept of what we wanted, and just sat down and nutted through exactly what we needed, because everyone's different, and our operations obviously going to be different to some other people's, and yeah, to be able to sit down with them and they just give them feedback and work out exactly what we need for our operation was really good. And then yeah, to follow it through to all the other sets and make our handlers fit into every set of yards and our operation fit into every spot has been good.